Yo, what is going on, Coaster Country? Welcome back to another review video where we will be reviewing Hulk at Universal's Islands of Adventure in Orlando, Florida. Hope you enjoy. So, Hulk is actually a one-of-a-kind roller coaster that only exists at Universal Islands of Adventure in Orlando. It's a B&M sit-down launch coaster that is multi-inverting. Yeah, it got retracked like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. People were complaining it was too rough. Okay, yeah. But more on my review later. Let's get right into the layout. So the theming for the station is actually very, very good. It's like the like entire theme of the ride is that you are going to like be injected with the things that Hulk was injected with to have like an experiment or something on you. It's very strange, but it was well themed and I get no complaints about it there. Actually, just quickly, I wanted to mention back-to-back uploads. Like wow, I didn't realize I was going to be back-to-back uploading on this channel right now, but I guess I am, because I have no motivation to upload anything on my other channel because there isn't anything I need to cover right now. So there you go. Go over and subscribe to Extreme Pokemon if you haven't. Alright, see you over there. And back to the rest of the video. So when you're boarding, it's got like over-the-shoulder restraints, which for B&M, like, you might as well have just used the clamshell restraints, but I think those would be a little too loose in the over-the-shoulder. But it doesn't hurt too much to do out the ride. But restraints. How many times can I make that noise in one sentence? Find out next time on Coaster Country. It's actually no, stick around. Please don't go away. Please don't do it. Don't you dare click off. I see you. Thank you. Anyway, now that you're staying, if you have stayed, then we're gonna get right into the ride layout. So as I mentioned earlier, Hulk is a B&M sit-down launch coaster. It's got a drive tower launch, but the launch like goes up through this tube that's like lit up inside. That's a cool feature, and the launch it's alright. I mean, it's only like one of two launch B&M coasters. But yeah, you're like, okay, yeah, it's not too bad. At least it's smooth, unlike some other launches on other coasters, but it's really, really smooth because it's a B&M coaster, and it was redone about 2 or 3 years ago, as I mentioned earlier, and that launch, I think, would be painful if it wasn't redone. I hadn't ridden it before, because the last 2 times I went there, I wasn't tall enough, so that shows you how long ago it was. But yeah, decent launch. Decent launch. But the next element is probably the best element on the ride. It's a 0G roll above the pathway, like really high up above the pathway. It gives you some really nice hang time, kind of. It's snappy. It's very snappy. But then you go out of it and over into the Cobra roll over the lake, which is pretty much forceless. One of the least forceful Cobra rolls I've ever been on. So that should tell you something. Although the setting's pretty nice, I guess. Like I can tell you right now, the Cobra rolls on Raptor at Cedar Point and like a lot of other coasters that I've been on that have Cobra rolls, they're way better than this. It's just super forceless. The water like getting close to the water with the water thing. Yeah, but you really want the forceful Cobra roll. Actually, after this element, you go into a vertical loop, which is actually late in the ride for a vertical loop. Generally, vertical loops are like the first element or the second element. This time is the third. It's not that far. It's not as far as like Copperhead Strikes or any of the other coasters that have that. I think Talon has it. But yeah, it okay. It's a vertical loop. What do you expect? It's just an inversion to add to its inversion count. There seems to be a theme with these inversions. What's that theme? Forceless. Yes, in my opinion, most of these inversions are absolutely forceless. And I was expecting them to be, and they weren't, because people said it was a good ride. It wasn't great, it wasn't excellent, it wasn't bad. Forceless inversions, man. Ugh. Actually, after this vertical loop, you go into a pretty cool, like, underground tunnel that normally has mist in it. I think I wrote it with the mist. Yeah, it was actually a really nice element to the ride. I enjoyed that very much. And it was like, it added like a bit of mystery to it, I guess. After this tunnel, you go into like a weird turny bit. It's not a helix, but it's not like an overbank turn, and it's just weird. You go like up bank to the right and keep going up, and then you start to go down underneath the other track. But after that weird thing, you go into a corkscrew, which is not snappy, not intense, and hurts your head a lot. After this, you go into like a ducks underneath another piece of track, and then you go into the second vertical loop. Very, very unique B&M and Universal. Very unique. It's not like this has been featured on any other rides, or you could have put any other element there, like a dive loop or a Immelman, not a dive loop. That wouldn't make any sense. But they put another vertical loop with some weird catwalk section that actually adds to the theming of the ride, which is weird. Very, very strange that you'd think that would be theming, but it isn't. It's just for maintenance purposes. Yes, maintenance purposes, because you can't have a roller coaster without maintenance purposes, and at least it looks good, I guess. Anyway, after that madness, you go into a bunch of stupid turny track. No forces, no reason for this to be at all. It's just to really get you up to the mid-course, which is where you should be at right now. After the mid-course, you drop down into another corkscrew, which also hurts, as you should probably have either a concussion or a serious head injury at this time. Now we need to turn around and into a helix, which leads you into a really janky, very, very janky piece of track. It's like kind of gross it's like one of the worst B&M jank I've ever seen. They don't generally make jank like that. But then you go back up into the brake run, and you're like, finally, my head's not dying anymore. As you can see, in my opinion, this coaster is absolute garbage. Very, very bad. It's forceless. It hurts your head. It's got a really bad B&M rattle. And there's just nothing to it. It's just a coaster credit. Like, I don't compare it to a Vekoma SLC, right? That I hate those. But it's like 3 steps up from that. 3. Whereas other B&M coasters are like 50. So that should tell you something. I like it just a little bit better than a Vekoma Boomerang. A Vekoma Boomerang. Since this video is running a little long, like 9 minutes, I'm just going to give you my overall rating of this coaster. I'd say it's a 4 out of 10. A 4. So like 5 would be average, 7 would be good, 9 would be great, 4 is bad, 1 would be like the worst thing I've ever ridden. There's nothing that compares to how bad it is. Yeah, I don't like this coaster. This just makes me more excited for the Jurassic World coaster, or the Jurassic coaster, or the Velocity coaster, no matter what name it is. This makes me super excited for that, because then we get 2 good launch coasters in Universal Islands of Adventure, and one that's not low to the ground and intense like Hagrid's is, which we'll have a review video on the channel very soon. But anyway, if you enjoyed this 10-minute long video, 10 minutes, it's one of the longest videos I've ever done, if not the longest. Please slap the like button. Just slap it. Just slap your computer screen. It would be actually insane if you could do that. And make sure to subscribe to be an absolute legend. Please also go subscribe to Extreme Pokemon, spelled with an X, because there aren't very many subscribers on that channel right now. I'm putting out some amazing content over there, so please head over there. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you in one of these videos right now. Bye-bye, everybody.